Hello, everybody. It is I, Claude, here with Claude Bawles Hangout, and see if we can have a few people to get a discussion going. How are you, Dr. Gangster Ghost? You're good today?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Looking forward to a show. We'll see if anybody is around to come on. Um, yes, I don't know. It's probably getting a bit late around the Eastern Standard Time, but in other parts of the US, it's probably okay. So yeah, I've just been watching a bit of the show of the Proverbs guys, Loopy, and Loopy is interviewing the Kent Hovind. So I go maybe have a look later. There's only one person watching, according to the statistics. Um, but that's all right. Every channel has to start somewhere and small, and it's the same for this one as well. So no problem about that. I saw the Dr. Irvin on the other day saying some interesting things. Oh, here's Bad Big Mama. I got the name the wrong way around. Hello, Bad Big Mama. Hello. Can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can now. Yes, very
I was
good.
having an echo, but I think I fixed it.
Yeah,
How
we
are you
don't have
guys?
no echo here.
Uh,
I'm good. I think the ghost is okay. How are you, ghost?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, the not a very good turnout for the big Kent Hovind show over there.
No, not at all. And it was quite funny to see the Achilles. I nearly pronounced it wrong. I better not do that again. But I corrected myself, saying that Dr. Dino will return half your money if you buy his seminars and copy them and send the DVDs back to him. How many shops do that? And I wanted to say only crap shops.
I
But
read that and I couldn't get in on the. I was
no,
blocked, so I couldn't get in there to.
yeah, the same. And it was also funny to hear Owen say, "Oh, get on the atheist shows and you can comment and blah blah blah." Well, talk about hypocrisy when you can't get on their shows. So,
Right. Well,
oh well.
Lupin was supposed to be. His show was supposed to be open to everyone. He said.
Oh well, it was very easy to make these claims and do nothing about it, and then think that to think we're not going to say something and call them out. Crazy.
Claude, I
Yeah.
sent a video to you where it it's funny. But
Logan, you're cutting out.
oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, that's good.
What did you say?
Oh, okay, what was I gonna say?
You sent Claude a video or something?
Yeah, it's funny. And you seen that one video of Achilles saying da na 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 na?
That was good, and then you put it to the Batman theme.
Yeah,
That was very good.
Yes, I have seen those too. And normally I have commented on those videos. So when I know you have done a video, you can look for a comment just for encouragement. You will
oh,
see
thank
on
you.
there. So, I think that one I might have put something before, but sometimes I miss one or two. It's, sometimes
I'll
you miss.
definitely always give you a thumbs up, Logan.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
I
Yes.
really like that Batman one. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So it was speaking of hilarious. I was watching Dr. Irvin the other day, and on his show, and he's talking about families, and I couldn't believe it. But I would just show you just a little start of what it might provoke a discussion. Uh, he's also put on that same show saying how he believes Ron Wyatt. He doesn't give any actual reasons for believing him, but he just knows that Ron is telling the truth. about
Right.
having found all these biblical discoveries. It's
Well,
quite
somebody asked
bizarre.
that question, and it was literally the day after your show on it. So
Yes.
I figured it was you asking that question under another name, and
No, yeah, in this
because
case,
then
no.
I was glad he went into detail about it.
Yeah. It wasn't very convincing, I'll have to say.
Of course not, but
Dear. In fact, it was, maybe the opposite of convincing. On the same basis, he would believe me when I say there's leprechauns at the bottom of my garden and a pot of gold. I found a pot of gold at the end of the
it's the same
rainbow.
thing.
Yes, but where is that pot? Oh no, well, it was stolen from me later
By the government.
Yeah, by the government.
Oh,
The Smithsonian hid all the giant skeletons in their basement, and
Yeah. Yes, they have, and oh no, my goodness, it's just unbelievable. So I just play this little bit, and you can
Okay.
tell me what you think. This is hopeless. The great technologically challenged Claude. Right, share the screen. That
when it's just us watching, you don't have to even stress about it.
No, but I just like to get it right.
Right.
Okay, Chrome tab, especially if somebody watched later, and
I think you're doing good. So
yeah, because I know when I watch Irvin's one and he has technical difficulties, I'm going, oh my God, this is incompetent. Then if I do the same thing, I think, oh, I'm equal opportunities,
except he's on camera when he's doing his, and you can actually see him.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Right, we just listened to the first bit here.
Adventureland in lovely Lenox, Alabama. Is it beautiful out there today, or what? What, 74 degrees? And we love it. You folks up in Canada, sorry about that. Anyway, October 17th, tonight will be in Exodus chapter 10. Pharaoh's hard heart destroyed his own kingdom. By the way, some of you dads or moms, your hard heart might destroy your own family.
Oh no, really? Did you? Some of your hard hearts might destroy your own family. Well,
Look in the mirror.
speaking from the man who's had, 4 wives, but more than that, does not keep contact with his own children or grandchildren. So
One of his children is in contact with him.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
A little bit.
Here's the one who could be described as, well, I don't know. He's a very gentle soul.
Yes.
Yeah, and is named after him.
Right.
But yes, and yeah. So I just can't believe it. I hear this. It really gets to me that with a straight face, he can actually say that. You might destroy your own family. Let's hear more.
Your heart right with God. Good lesson here. Exodus chapter 10. Okay. We believe God ought to get the glory for his creation. You can follow us on Rumble or on Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube or on, Odyssey, Kent Hovind Official. There are a bunch of them listed on drdino.com. If you want to talk to somebody here, 855-BIG-DINO. After that, hit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somebody will answer. Okay. It might be me if you hit 3. But
yeah, well, we just go forward a bit. He has an interesting thing here that somehow the God is talking to him or you, but it's best to do it through Bible verses. So he doesn't seem to trust if God just speak to you, but it's better if God speaks to you through Bible verses. Let's hear this bit.
can you imagine God talking to you? If God came and talked to you, what would he say? He'd like to. He usually speaks to his word. The more Bible I read and memorize, the more he's able to call verses to my mind.
So this is part of the control thing, he because he knows the Bible back to front. Kent can use this, to sort of control his his followers because they probably don't know the Bible so well. It's a bit like the priests, that's why we had a Reformation, when people could communicate or read the scripture themselves, reach their own conclusions. And I thought we were through all this, but there he's sort of, God, yes, God, wouldn't it be great to talk to God? But hey, he normally does it through memorize these verses,
Well, and then he says he's memorized so many verses, which indicates that he's talking to God all the time, and nobody else, none of his followers are, because they're not reading the Bible enough.
No, because and of course, he's always right, So it goes on there a little bit. You might just hear that,
Oh no, you're right, God. He generally speaks through the word. But you ought to get alone someplace, shut off the TV, shut off the dumb video games, quit chasing Zelda, and listen to God.
He can't help himself but have a shot at anybody who does something he doesn't personally do himself. He wouldn't say, let's shut off the riding around in Jeeps or four-wheelers, ripping up the path and burning the fuel and all that sort of stuff that happens. That's because he likes that. He wouldn't say turn off the spa pool or the hot tub, He'd say get out of the hot shower.
He always picks things that are not in his generation either, like they're the video games are a favorite of his. But do you remember that tape that came out, that it was just Kent, kind of a taping of Kent doing his thing in his house all day? And he was just watching movies all day long. He was watching you could hear Westerns going on. You could hear war movies. He even had a Kung Fu movie on at one point. It's like, what a hypocrite.
What if they have Kung Fu Big Bad Mama movie?
I just watched a good Kung Fu movie about an hour ago from 1977.
They could call it Kung Fu Mama.
That's good. That's good. I couldn't do my own stunts, I don't think.
Oh, I can. He's a karate expert.
You'd be surprised what the Claude can do. But no, it's still not as good as, Dr. Hovind. He was a wrestling champion, a chess champion at his school. He knows judo. He knows karate. All of these things he has claimed over the years. And
belt.
As well as dating 300 girls and
165 IQ.
Not touching one of them. So, yeah. He has an IQ claims, which is more than Einstein.
What was it? What was his IQ he was claiming?
140, but that's still genius level.
That's genius, yeah. Stephen Boland was claiming it was 60, I think.
Oh.
Anyone ever have IQ of 200?
I think somebody did, but I don't know. I remember in the Guinness Book of World Records when I was a kid, there was somebody that had 200 or 210 or something, but I don't know if they've readjusted that scale. I don't think it means much ultimately, any of it, but.
Oh, Aidan has said he graduated valedictorian of Patriot Bible University. I dare say he did. Yeah.
Number one in his class, probably.
It didn't cost much more for that.
Have you ever heard of someone with IQ of 300?
I haven't.
No.
What if you have 300 IQ?
What if I have that high of IQ?
Yeah.
I'd still be right here, right now on Claude Bawles' show.
It's funny. Some of the that one that may be around the 200. I think that I'm trying to remember his name. I was reading about him the other day. Maybe it wasn't that high, but from a young child, he was a genius at everything. But he didn't have a happy life, eventually withdrawing into himself. I think he went to university, a real one, at a very young age, and he was brilliant and everything like that. But he wasn't happy, and maybe he died quite young. And I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, going to university at a really young age is not a good idea. You miss the whole social aspect of going to college by doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in with people that are at a whole different level emotionally, and maybe not intellectually, but emotionally than you are.
Have anyone went to college when they're 10?
Oh yeah. People have definitely gone to school when they're 10. I think so, right, Claude?
Yes. It still happens today. And sometimes it work out okay, and sometimes it almost ruins their lives. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Have you went to college when you're 10 years old? Claude?
No. But we have a different system. Getting college it's an unusual. I have to get used to the American system. Is college and university the same?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So our college is like a secondary school. Yeah.
A college can be even like there's things called junior college, which is like a 2-year program.
Yeah.
And then a university would be like a full, 4-year program, and then plus probably masters or PhDs as well.
Yeah. So, Mr. Irvin says he was a teacher at a secondary school of science and math, and that he dated over 300 girls when he was at secondary school. I guess that was when he was a student, not when he was a teacher. You never know, though, these days. Yeah.
Well, then he had that story, though, where he was just he and his friend were in high school, and they were so shocked by the mini dresses of the girls that they would pass them by without looking at them while quoting Bible verses, so they weren't tempted or whatever. So and the 300 number is hard to believe.
Yeah. And the stairwell as well. Something about
exactly the stairwell.
I can remember that story.
I posted a short about it.
I just continue this just a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Just so give us.
Just listen. The Lord said to Moses, I want God to guide every step of my life. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't care. Go in unto Pharaoh.
Yeah, so, we don't care, but he does. He's such a good man. But then we get on to an interesting bit about other religions. Someone asked a question, and I thought it was worth listening to this answer here. Okay, we go.
I believe you. Okay. Questions and comments? Sorry. Could I ask what you think about Hindus? Satan has always tried to offer many false religions to make it confusing. Many of the Hindus are very sincere, very dedicated, no question, but they have absolutely the wrong God. I would call them like the Egyptians, okay? Their own gods. They got a whole bunch of gods. There can only be one God by definition. There is one God, and he ain't none of the ones the Hindus worship. So very similar to the Egyptians worshiping a bunch of false gods, okay? Dr. Kent, can you explain about Ron Wyatt, his archaeological?
Yes, so that's quite interesting that the Hindus are out. But I think that's a function of where he was born. If he was born in India, there's probably a Dr. Kent Hovind version of him, there in India, who's Hindu, and he could be saying the same thing, because it is a function often of where you're born. As to which and what time you're born in, I guarantee if he lived in the time of the Norse people, he would probably believe in one of the Norse gods.
Worship Odin or Thor.
Or there's one Wotan. Which one is he?
Wotan is Odin.
Odin. Oh, same. Right. Yeah. So because the Richard Wagner, he composed the opera about all those sort of things. Yeah.
Right.
Big Bad Mama. New York's first name was New. I forgot what it's called.
What?
New York's first name was what was it?
New Amsterdam.
Why did they change it?
Well, because the English came in and took over from the Dutch. It used to be a Dutch colony. And yeah, it was called New Amsterdam. And then the English came over and I think just started to outnumber the Dutch settlers. And so they changed it to New York, I believe. I'm not positive about that, but.
So now the Kent goes on to tell us what he thinks of the Ron Wyatt. Someone asked him a question about this. Can you explain more about Ron Wyatt and his archaeological discoveries? Because this man was just a miracle. He found about everything, you know?
Discoveries, thank you. Ron, I disagreed with him on a couple of theological things, but I knew him pretty well.
A very good friend, my very good friend. That's a usual thing. Oops.
Lived in Tennessee. He discovered some really amazing things. I really am convinced he did discover the Ark of the Covenant, the box about the size of my desk that they kept the 10 Commandments in. And he really did discover the Noah's Ark and the Red Sea crossing site. I'll show you a picture here. One guy, I couldn't believe this guy was talking about. Where'd it go? I got to hang on, shrink that down. See, it really helps if you ask the questions in the same order I have the answers. I'll need that back up in a minute, brother. Part 7, seminar part 7. If you get my seminar series, all this is answered on there. Let's see, I've got... There.
That guy's good, that Joseph. He's right on it with the...
$10 or just old series for $50. Bobby, you work in the bookstore. Does anybody buy just one video at a time? Did you get the whole series? Or sometimes, yeah. I get whatever ones you want. Okay. Where's the red?
A little plug for the books or the videos. Yes. Got to keep that going. That's why it was so funny the other day when he criticized people who are always asking for money, you know. Oh, my goodness. The hypocrisy is overwhelming, but some people cannot see through it. You know, they can't. Achilles is in there, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, my goodness.
Right.
There's a bit more.
Red Sea crossing site. No, that's red shift. Or pyramid. Was the earth a hot molten mass? No. Ark of the Covenant.
I see one of them there is why do men have nipples? He's really into the big sort of stuff there. If you can see, don't know if you can read on the screen.
I can't.
Yeah. Well, the one where I'm waving around the little pointer thing is why do men have nipples? It could be almost worth buying this and then getting the money back just to check it out. But anyway.
All these slides are about those topics you asked, but I want to find the Red Sea crossing. There it is. Okay. Why don't they find evidence of a whole army drowning? Well, it's been 3,500 years.
God, that really annoys me. The word is drowning. How many times do you have to be told? It's not drowning. My goodness. And drown dead, you know? This man is a doctor. He has an IQ of 140, and he can't even get some basic words right. And then when he is told, he still continues to carry on with the same nonsense. Oh, poor Claude. I'm getting a bit excitable here. Yeah. I better have my medication. Here we go.
Okay, go find evidence of World War I soldiers drowning. If you know, God said, and go and camp by the sea. Children of Israel should go on dry ground. Exodus 14. We'll get there soon here. And the water was a wall on the right hand and on the left. It wasn't just ankle deep water. It was a wall of water. God took off the chariot wheels. Look at all that in Exodus 14. And the waters returned and covered the chariots. Okay. And he turned the sea into dry land. Psalm 66. So the country of Egypt is right here. This area called the Middle East. That Red Sea comes up and has two forks coming off of it, the Gulf of Aqaba and the Gulf of Suez. In between, they call that the Sinai Peninsula. It should not be called that because Mount Sinai is not there. Sinai is over in Arabia. The children of Israel followed that red line and crossed.
God, he's a know-all, isn't he? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it shouldn't be called that. There'll be other reasons why it's called that. You know, it just... It gets to be. Now I see someone I admire in the comments. That is the truck driving William. The truck driving William. Oh, Billy. Hello, truck driving Billy. Do you want
Hi,
to
Billy.
come on, or are you driving the truck at the moment?
Hey, Claude, after this question, can you go to my question right after this?
Oh, right. I will.
Please. Thank you.
Where is your question?
It's right after this one, but you can keep playing the Ron Wyatt stuff.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if I keep playing it, it will come up, will it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yes, I remember now. Yeah. In fact, I maybe made a note. Okay. Right. Here we go. We'll continue on. And I just keep an eye out to see if the mod or the truck driver, Billy, wished to come on.
That side of the Red Sea, right there. There's a dry riverbed that runs right up to it. When you follow that dry riverbed, it ends up on a huge beach. You can actually see the beach right there. It's pretty small on the satellite image, but there it is. There's the Red Sea crossing site, that beach, big enough to hold 2 million people, easy. They come out of the mountains. They're trapped against the sea. Pharaoh's coming behind them through that valley they just walked through. He's upset, okay? Real upset. So Ron Wyatt found the place and he found a pillar that apparently Solomon had made. Would have been 1,500 years after the event, because the pillar pillar was erected by King Solomon to commemorate the crossing of the Red Sea. Go to WyattMuseum.com and see all that. There's Gilbert.
Really? You know, like they had tourist signs a few thousand years ago saying this is the site where he crossed the Red Sea. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Did he say there's a Ron Wyatt museum, or?
Maybe I think because, yes, I think there was. I think he collected this junk in somewhere, and he probably.
Is there still a museum, or is it all at his wife's house now? I wonder.
I understand it's at the wife's house, and some of it the Boland has. He got some bits and pieces to take home. Probably Ovid could raise some money and buy it and get it to Dino Land, But no point. He may as well take a trip to the Middle East himself and come back with some bits and pieces. You can buy that sort of thing over there.
Sulfur balls.
Many different shops have all that sort of stuff for sale, including the bits of the cross.
Right.
There's been enough wood sold from the original cross to build many houses. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
A friend of mine standing on top of the pillar. When they found it, it was down in the sand, and they dug it out and put it up. It had Hebrew writing on there that said, "This is the place where they crossed the Red Sea." So the water right there, when you go across the Gulf of Aqaba, is about 900 feet deep in the middle. So right through there, 900 feet deep. You end up in Saudi Arabia. It's about 9 miles across, which is, in Boy Scouts, we took 20-mile hikes all the time, so a 9-mile walk is.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. In between the tennis and the chess and the judo and the
20-mile hikes.
Fixing the Volkswagen, asking his father about how he survived the platoon and the war. Between his mother, who was a prominent educationist, a kindergarten teacher, and his father, who was an electrical engineer. He worked on the assembly line at Caterpillar. And this is just more exaggeration.
Half a day with carrying all your stuff and kids and babies, maybe take them all day. My dear friends, we found the underwater passage site. All this is on Seminar Part 7. So the waters were a wall unto them, it says clearly. Children of Israel went through, and there was a wall. When they got to the other side, God said, "Moses, stick out your rod," and they did, and it collapsed. Well, so the whole army's drowned down there. They find human bones, human rib cage, a hand preserved in coral. There's chariot wheels. Now, some of the chariot wheels had gold plating, and coral won't stick to gold. So they're still down there, just like that. One atheist said, "Oh, that right there, that's not a chariot axle. That's the way coral grows." Yeah, that's the way coral grows, all right. Yeah, I never thought about that. Some of them have 4 spokes, some have 6, and some have 8. The only dynasty to ever use all 3 types of wheels is the one that chased Moses out. So they come across at the Red Sea and end up over here. Jabal Allah is the mountain of laws over there. So this Bible says Mount Sinai is in Arabia. You get my video 7 and you can get all my slides on a thumb drive for $100, all 50 some thousand of them, and get all that stuff. Okay, more question. Anyway, I believe Ron found all that. I really do. Okay. Biochemistry is not chance. I agree. It inevitably produces complex products. I disagree. Up to a limit. Does it produce life? Amino acids and other complex molecules are known to form in space. Crybaby, you read too much science fiction, okay? You need to knock it off, all right? Nobody knows what the most primitive cells look like. There's no such thing as a primitive cell, crybaby. No such thing. If it's a functioning cell, it's more complex than the space shuttle. One functioning cell. You don't get it. Somebody has really brainwashed you. Didn't take a lot of water.
Well, you probably have a response to that, the big bad mama, because the science teacher doesn't understand that a cell can be called a primitive cell. I can.
Right. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to admit that. Though he'd rather it just have a modern cell that he represents for something that was at the beginning of abiogenesis, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yes, I mean,
Missy Maud's going to make a video about Ron Wyatt. She said it's all ready to go.
Oh, that's very good. We can then discuss it on this show or on the Missing Maud show. We could, yeah.
She have a show tomorrow.
If she does a live, are you doing a show tomorrow, the Missing Maud?
It's scheduled on her channel.
Oh, that's good. So what sort of time would it be? Do you know?
I think it's in the at 12 noon, I think.
Okay.
It's something like 8:15 my time, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it or not. But
in the morning,
maybe I'll make it like an hour or two into it, depending on how long they go. But I don't wake up that early. I go to bed later.
Missing Maud, can you put in the chat 11:15 Eastern, not 11, not 10:45, but 11:15. That's very important. Eastern time. You better check. I better look into the significance of 11:15. I hope there is nothing sort of wicked about that time, that number. Is it possible?
That's 8:15 my time.
Oh, very bad.
It's pretty early.
What time is it for you now?
7:30 p.m.
What about for you, Claude?
I'm in the New Zealand at the moment. It's 3:36 in the afternoon. Yes. And it's the afternoon of Thursday.
Oh, okay.
You are the evening of Wednesday.
Evening of Wednesday.
Yeah, we are ahead here.
So you're in the future.
Oh dear. The Missing Maud says maybe she is casting a spell on me. Yes, because I'm looking for all these hidden meanings in everything now. If it's good enough for Kent, it's good enough for me. Does he say anything more in the rest of that stream?
I don't think so. I think that was the last question.
Yeah, I just have a quick look.
Okay. Ronnie, getting hard to find entertaining Christian content that is educational. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Well, this is very entertaining Christian content. It's not particularly educational, but I can see why the homeschoolies would love it. Anything to get them away from their mother teaching them, and having a mother who is reasonably not up with the play teaching you science is one thing. And then, at least it gets her off your back if you can have this video put on and listen to Mr. Hovind. Did you hear the other day is math's ability? Did you hear about that?
Math ability?
Yes, there was a a show, and he gets stuck on the maths. Oh my goodness, I didn't write. Yes, I'll see if I can find it while we're talking. So, Missing Mod, do you want to come on and talk?
Tell her we won't be too critical about Kent.
No, we won't be. We can even change the topic for a while. Mr. Aiden says that sites that represent the new kingdom of Egypt's apex before the Bronze Age collapse that nearly destroyed Egypt. These sites are places where battles with the sea peoples took place, which is more likely. I don't think they erected a sign there somehow, which is what the Kent complains. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Missing Mod cannot come on tonight, but yeah. Do you, Mr. Big Bad Mama, can you talk to the ghost for just a minute, and then I can find this other video, and I think it will be of interest. Yes. Okay.
Ghost, what are you working on? Any videos?
No, nothing much.
Did you see the one I posted about Faithful?
Yeah. I saw that.
Claude had already posted that, but I figured that needed to be still brought to the forefront. That was pretty bad, the way he was talking to her.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I was glad that you put that up. Yeah. My goodness, how can he live with himself? But I honestly think with all that, it is going to damage. He had quite a reasonable channel. We were on it. You were on it. Very, the Gangster Ghost was on it. We can't go on anymore. But you look at the viewing numbers, and they have dropped because of this. So,
well, he didn't take into account that atheists watch these channels as well.
Yes.
And if you're going to block them, then you're losing, maybe not half of your viewership, but maybe a third.
Yes.
And he's also just blocking other Christians as well. It's not just atheists he's blocking, but
yeah.
And then he's blocking people like Aiden that are actually interested in having Bible discussions and are real knowledgeable about about the Bible. And I don't know why you would block somebody.
Yeah. I'm going to go on now and just show you this screen here, and then we can have a look at and see what this great maths teacher's ability, which I think you will find very interesting. So he's talking to the Atheist Junior. It's the heated debate they had a few months ago, and of course, Junior reposted it because if you were on Donnie's channel, you could, I cannot comment there, and his moderators get rid of any potentially embarrassing things for Owen. So, it's just a jerk of a channel run by a jerk of a person, but a jerk and a jack, they go well together. But yeah, this is very interesting on the maths side of things. So let's test Mr. Owen's maths. Here we go. Listen to this.
They will always bring forth after their kind. I'd bet my money on that, all $4.
Okay, he'd bet his money on it, all $4. You've got that in your head. Remember the $4. Okay, remember that. This is like a magic trick.
Okay,
that's your bias.
So,
that's where your bias comes in. Okay,
I'll make it 10 just for you. Can somebody loan me $5 so I can make it 10?
Okay, so
I should really clip that.
Yes, so it's on that one. It's around the 27-minute 30-second mark on the Atheist Junior. But
what's the minute mark?
27, about 27:40 seconds. So saves you listening to
Thank
the
you.
old thing. Although there's some other bits are quite good. Atheist Junior does very well in this one. And
Right.
especially when Kent insists on one topic at a time, and he really points out Kent has just gone through all of his silly 6 forms of evolution, which of course which is an attempt to befuddle and distract attention from the real topic, which is of course Darwinian evolution, the evolution of the species. But
Totally gish gallops and
Atheist
gets called
Junior
out.
calls that out, and it's just once again so obvious. He's wait a minute, you just say one topic at a time and then you go off with all this other nonsense. But yes, that was the great
That was great.
math schools. Yeah. And it's not
AJ's really good at calling him out.
Yes, it's not a joke either, because if he makes a joke, he's one of these people that he has to point out that he's making it. He's not. He's totally got it wrong. 4 and 5. Someone lend me $5. I've got $4. Let's make it 10. Somebody lend me 5. Oh my goodness.
People would say that we're like nitpicking, but he's the one that claims to have taught, math and science for 15 years. So for him to get like something like that wrong, it's just funny.
Yeah, I agree. This is not when we're actually not we would not laugh if you made that mistake, or the gangster ghost made that mistake, or the person in the street made that mistake. But when it's one of the greatest maths geniuses of all time, it's science experts, you have to think this is crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
that one might be worthy of clipping it, I think.
Yeah.
Claude, does he do the same in that same debate? He calls him out about gish galloping, right? About
yes,
when he brings up the 6 so-called 6 forms of evolution or whatever.
Yes, he's very good on this one. Junior does really well in this particular one.
He's done well in some of the other ones too. He did this one where he got Kent to admit the one species of squirrel that's on the south rim of the Grand Canyon has speciated, and there's now a species on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, and they can no longer interbreed.
Yeah.
And so he draws it out in a diagram, and then Kent has a tree of life on his, and Atheist Junior goes, "This looks a lot like your tree of life, Kent," and Kent just gets totally flustered at that point.
I am currently working on the structuring, because that is something I understand. I understand the basic science, but in a discussion or something, I probably would get tripped up. You can't be an expert. I mean, I'm not like Kent. He's an expert in everything. I'm not like that. But I am very good on the accounting side of things and the structuring. And so I want to do a really good explanation, about that. I really want to do an explanation of what structuring is, so that there is no doubt.
Oh, right. That's a good idea.
That Kent structured the tax. And so I'm doing a bit of research. Maybe for the next show I can explain that clearly.
That's a good one.
Because some of the excuses he makes are just crazy. Yeah.
You know what another good topic would be, Claude, would be to play those jailhouse tapes.
Jailhouse Rock?
Oh, the ones where he was talking to
Hide the Winnebago,
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And then when Mrs. Hovind the First, otherwise known as Jo, a very patient woman, is trying to say, she's trying to get him to change, and he says he's not changing, and if she doesn't like it, too bad. And he's just the most horrible man.
Right. Maybe she's the one that needs to change. Not making him change.
Yeah. She's poured her heart out to him, and that's all he can say. It is really awful. I think the Sandra must have the patience of a saint. You know?
I think it'd be interesting to find some bits and pieces. Maybe I'll look for some timestamps on that one, and we can play it on your show sometime.
That would be good, because it's hard for me to, you know, or if you can do something, and yeah, I can. If I make you new moderator as well, then you can. Oh, I think anybody can play direct, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, I'd have to learn how to do that. You mean share my screen?
Yes, yeah.
I'd have to learn how to do that, but I've got a lot of things to look at here that I could probably figure it out. I'll look into that.
Yeah, because it's actually quite easy. So you have the old screen, the StreamYard Studio. You put another tab in. You open in that tab what you want to show. All right, and then you go down to the bottom, and you've got mute, start cam, settings, present, invite. You go to present. You click on present, and then you go share screen, and then after that you instead of, you've got entire screen or window or tab, you just press the tab, click it, and make sure then you get the share the sound as well. There's a little checkbox for audio, and bang, it seems to work.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, we'll try that sometime.
Yeah. What does
Missing Mod had some comment. Let's see.
Where he was held hostage from his family, and it was destroying his family and relationships. Now, I'm not sure what that's an answer to.
Oh, she's saying in jail he was held hostage from his family.
Well, yeah. I think that they were quite grateful, actually, by the sounds of it.
Well, she was definitely ready to go. I mean, she was just waiting for him to be put in jail at that point, I think, in order to leave.
Yeah, well,
but I don't know if she'd already served her sentence or if she
done
was
a year. Yeah,
right.
You know, so. Oh, here we go. The lawyer, the missing mod, says it doesn't matter if he's structured. There was no formal complaint. Of course, there was a formal complaint. You know, that's what the prosecution is. It's a formal complaint.
Well, isn't the IRS the formal complaint?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
the IRS was involved in that, so I don't agree with that statement. But
well, of course, it is this sovereign citizen nonsense. Of course, you know. Yeah. So I will
is
get
Missing Mod a sovereign citizen too?
I don't think so. Are you a sovereign citizen? So Missing Mod says no, there wasn't, and I'm saying, oh yes. Wait a minute. So Missing Mod has got here. No, there wasn't. And then I go, oh, yes, there was. And then Joe, no, there wasn't. Yes, there was.
It doesn't have to be initiated by a citizen.
Yeah, but you know, every possible tax crime in the world could be just overridden by that. And of course, they haven't. And even the Supreme Court, it went through various appeals.
It was not just structuring either, Claude. I mean, it was also just out and out tax evasion. He was convicted not just of structuring.
Yeah. Yes, there was the failing to pay withholding tax on his employees and then trying to say they were missionaries. His position on missionaries is very interesting, or his missionary position, I suppose you could say. But I guess that's the only one that's allowed at Dino Land. It's just nonsense.
Well, why would a tax crime have to come from a complaint from a citizen? That just doesn't make sense. How are they going to know there's been a tax crime when it's a filing of taxes that initiates an investigation?
Yeah.
Big
I
fan.
don't understand that part.
You ever heard
yeah, Logan. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. You ever heard of this one wrestler called IRS?
Oh, yes, I have.
It was him.
Doesn't he wear glasses and wear a tie and a shirt?
Yeah.
And a dress shirt? Yes.
You think it was him?
He's a big guy.
Yeah. You think it was him who did the complaint?
I can picture that wrestler. That's funny.
Yeah.
Missing Maud's a little upset.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
all right. She knows that
Not at you, Logan.
Like this one here. Look, I mean, to give an example for this. So let's say a family is wiped out and totally by a murder her, and that the government through the police or whatever prosecutes that person. But if there's no family member left to make a complaint, it doesn't mean that they won't do their investigation. Of course they will. And it's the same with tax.
I'm glad you're not
any of
upset.
those things.
Right,
Yeah.
Claude, I agree. And isn't the police is the government? So you're telling me that the police never start an investigation on a citizen? They always need a complaint?
The missing mod says she will explain in private one day, Big Bad Mama. I am getting very annoyed again because she wants to explain to you in private one day. What about the Claude? What about the Claude? I don't know. I've been so loyal to the missing mod. And now she says here in front of everybody,
in front of the world,
she's going to explain in private one day. Well, you can explain in private to the Claude. Yes. And have there been any other things going on you think we need to discuss, or anything happening anywhere?
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna watch some of that stream. It's Father Charles.
Yeah.
Hi, Father Charles.
Hello. How's all them witches and warlocks out there?
How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Where you been? How you been?
How about I've been good?
Are you gonna have a show soon?
Yeah.
Good.
I think it's time.
I do too. I think it would be good to see you on again. I just thought today, I don't see anything else on, so I will have a show. But I want to see you do a show. The missing mod is doing one, and it would be good to see you on as well.
Father Charles.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Dustin started his own show.
Yeah, I've been getting lots of messages. A lot of stuff going on out there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an interesting channel.
I haven't. What's it about? I just
Did
saw
you watch
it.
his? Did you watch his first video?
No.
He says it's going to be a debate channel where the two sides, whatever the two sides are, I'm not sure what he means by that, can come together and hash things out. Didn't he say that, Claude?
It's something like that. I think Gangster knows more. But I thought, that's it's a good idea. It just shows if you get banned from one, or you're going to do something like that. That's the only reason I have this show too. So it would be good. I think one day we will probably all be back together again to some extent.
I heard Aiden challenged Achilles to be on that show, the debate, but Achilles, I think, turned it down.
I'm sure
which
he
show?
did after I gave him a tongue lashing.
Sorry, which show are we talking about now?
It was on. He challenged him to be on Dustin in a debate.
Achilles always wanted to debate Aiden, and when it came down to it, Aiden challenged him on Dustin's channel, and Achilles backed out, is what I understand happened.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
It's all too difficult for the simple Frenchman to understand.
Chuck, Christian did a really good job on your show the other.
Yeah, I watched that. He did do a good job.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting, and he's a professional. He does really well.
Yeah.
Charles, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods, as I told you.
Right.
11/11.
Ah, okay.
So
Let me write that down.
I'm sure we'll be somewhere. We'll be in contact before then, but that's an easy date to remember.
Yeah.
So maybe we can meet up for a little bit. Whatever, if you've got time. If you don't have time, no problem.
I'll make time if I have to.
Okay.
Yes, that's a very easy date to remember. What was it again?
11/11.
11/11.
Oh, thank heaven for 11/11.
I'll be near Gettysburg.
Okay.
I've got to go to the
That's only about
7-Eleven.
30 minutes from me.
Yeah, so I'll come out. I'll come up there and see you.
Okay.
Oh, Missing Mod says Father Chuck sounds mad. I don't think so. You sound very happy today, Father.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Yeah.
I'm fine. I've just been getting bombarded with messages that I haven't answered. But after I talk to all these people, we'll see.
Well, are you kind of in the middle of something? I mean, are they putting you in the middle of a situation or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't heard. It's
Did you
all the nice people. All the nice people.
Oh, good. Okay.
Did you talk to Stephen?
I haven't talked to Stephen. No.
Well, they had Kent Hovind on tonight. Did you know that?
I watched bits of it. I can't say I watched the whole thing. Not my cup of tea.
I'm not sure there was anybody that was really on the side that was critical. I think it seemed to be all just people praising him and stuff, but that's just the impression I got from watching what little I did.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Stump was talking. I watched when he was asking him some kind of question. I don't know.
What did the Achilles have to say? I remember saying to you Big Bad
he had a
Mama
long.
something.
I'm sorry. When did he?
Oh.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
So in one of the live comment, he said something quite dramatic. I forget what it was. Did I talk to Big Bad Mama? Did I mention something earlier? Maybe not.
What was it, Claude?
Achilles had something written in the comments on the Lupin Father, Lupin Hovind show.
He wrote that you can get Kent's DVD series for $50, and then you can watch it and send it back to him, and he'll return your money. And no store does
what
that
kind
in
of
the world.
store? What kind of store would ever do that? And I said a crap one, but meaning a rubbish one, which is a bit naughty. But it didn't go on, of course. The Aiden is here.
Hey, Aiden.
Hey,
Hi, Aiden.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right, thank you. I just got off work, so can't complain. Can't complain. Cool that you're having a show today, Claude. Thanks for doing the show. It's kept me entertained during the last stretch of my work, so I appreciate that.
Aiden.
Yes, Logan. Hello.
What would your debate with Keeley have been about?
Yeah, so I'll clarify that because there was some speculation going on back and forth. So Achilles, 16 days ago, apparently, according to him, left a comment challenging me to a debate, and I told him, I said, I didn't see that comment that he'd left challenging me to the debate because I think it was like 10 days after the fact we'd gotten into another comment conversation, and he brought it up. He was like, almost a week ago.
Let me moderate.
Oh, you know what? It's funny. I'll bring that up. You actually come up in this story, Father Charles. Don't worry. You are a character in this story without even knowing it. But anyways, he says to me in the comments, he's like, 6 days ago, I challenged you to a debate and you didn't say anything. So you're a chicken. I said, maybe it was a glitch in YouTube or something like that. I'm not even saying that you're a liar when you said that, but I I don't see it. Even going back to the comments section you're talking about, I couldn't see anything about him challenging me to a debate, so to speak. But I said, okay, we'll do a debate. But he started giving all these terms, and one of the terms was Lupin's got to be a moderator.
Oh,
And,
can you imagine that?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, Lupin's got to be a moderator, and secondly, he has to also have the ability to mute me anytime. He mentioned that in the stream on your show, Chuck. He said, if I go on a debate with Aiden, then I will need to have the ability to mute at any time.
You are stealing my accent, my friend.
That is right. That is what I am doing. You do not understand, Father Charles, that you do not have the truth.
You are a liar, and you know it. You are a liar.
The little lie. That is right, sir. You are a liar, and you know it. I just telling you what happened in the factory. You are in the dealership, and I am here trying to tell you what happened in the factory. So anyway, no, but anyways,
exact quote.
No, I remember that actually. But that being said, I said to him back, I said, how about we do it on Father Charles's show? Because Father Charles can be a neutral moderator. And he immediately rejected that offer. He said, no, Father, it has been proven that Father Charles just sits there and lets you ramble for 20 minutes. Nobody interrupts. Nobody says anything whatsoever to challenge your heretical, blasphemous views. And that's basically what he said. He's basically saying that Charles would be biased towards me.
That is because I let Achilles go for 30 minutes.
Well, when I talk, no, listen, Father Charles, listen. When I talk for a long time, that is because I have good point to make. I am trying to talk the truth, and you are trying to let Aiden sit here and just talk nothing but nonsense for 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
You know what? I could debate him right now. Actually, I could have Achilles. Hey, Achilles, what do you want, you evil atheist? What do you want? I could do it right now. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I wasn't quite done yet.
Achilles heel.
It is quite clear that you are the Antichrist that will come out of Greece, Eden. You are lying. You are not Canadian. You are from Greece. Do not lie anymore.
I wish I was important enough to be the Antichrist. That'd be kind of cool. But anyways, that being said, Achilles, I thought that was kind of it, that there wasn't going to be a debate because I wasn't going to have Lupin be a moderator. I wasn't going to have Achilles have the ability to mute me. I thought that chapter and the whole thing was kind of closed. No, that wasn't the case. Dustin came out with his channel, and he approached Achilles and said, look, I know that there's differences between you and Aiden. You think that he's influenced by forces that he doesn't believe in. I want you guys to come on my platform. You'll have equal time, and I want you guys to hash out your differences, and I want you guys to both have your sides of things known, but done in a civilized way where there's no insults thrown back and forth. It's just trying to build bridges. And I said, yeah, let's do it 100%. And Achilles, according to Dustin, also agreed yesterday, because that's when these discussions were held, was yesterday. And this was set for Friday. We were going to do this on Friday, and I was ready to go. I was really excited to do it. I was going to go back and watch some of Achilles' debate that he had with Christian, just to kind of get a better sense of how he conducts himself during debate. You know what you would do in research for a debate, as anyone with any respect for someone in a debate would do. And then I find out this morning, I wake up and the first thing I read from Dustin is, oh, Achilles backed out. I didn't hear from Achilles himself about this. No, I couldn't. Why would I hear from him himself about this? No, I heard from Dustin that Achilles backed out. And I said, just let me guess, before you even tell me his reason, I'm just going to try and give you a quote of what he said. And I said, I am not going to have time. I do not have time to listen to a God-hating, Christ-hating atheist ramble on for 20 minutes straight about things he thinks he knows things about, but that he is actually lying, that he is doing lies. And Dustin was like, wow, you almost quoted him verbatim. I'm like, I know, because I know Achilles. He's got things that he says that at this point have become nothing but platitudes. And I said that to him because what most, like, a platitude is something that you say it so many times that it essentially becomes meaningless. That's what this has become with Achilles. He says the exact same thing every time. And what I said in response was, Achilles, you knew all of this before, for these 16 days that you've supposedly been challenging me for. You knew that I was this talkative person, that I was verbose, and you've always had these suspicions that I hated God and hated Jesus. So why all of a sudden, when you know that I'm ready to go and ready to do a debate, why is that the time that you suddenly choose, oh, I'm going to back out of this, I'm going to get out of this, for no actual reason whatsoever? So it's just, Big Bad Mama said in the chat, they said that they're afraid of me. If they would have went through this debate, I would say that there's no way, shape, or form I'd be able to make that claim, but I think that there is credibility to that claim at this point. Like, dude, you had ample opportunity to have a debate with me, and we could have hashed it out on equal ground where you didn't have an advantage, I didn't have an advantage. It would have been completely equal. As soon as you found out that I was ready to go on that, you backed out. And if he was here right now, and I hope he goes on your show, Charles, I genuinely do, so that I can talk to him about this in person. The thing I would say to him is, how do you think you saying that you need to have the ability to mute me, like, how does that bode well for your confidence in a debate? Just imagine right now, Achilles. Like, just imagine I came to you and I was like, hey, Achilles, let's run a race. But before we run that race, I want you to put on these lead shoes that make you way slower so that you're not able to run as quickly. Does that bode well for my confidence in being able to race? No, it really doesn't. It just goes to show that you're not confident in the things that you have to say. You're not confident in the ideas that you have to express. And you know that if you don't have an inherent advantage in this debate, that you're going to get totally crushed. So prove me wrong and come and talk to me about this, or debate me about this, or just prove to everyone exactly what I'm saying right now, that you're being a coward. Go ahead, Logan.
Aiden, what was the debate on?
I'll read the message Dustin sent me verbatim for what he wanted this to be, because this wasn't something that was said in private or anything. This was the original topic of the debate, so I don't feel uncomfortable sharing it. Just give me one sec. Just gotta pull it up. Okay, so I said, what's the topic? And he said two messages. He said, the concept behind buck around and find out is a resolution to conflict. It's not so much point of fact necessarily as point of contention where morals conflict. And then his second message was, so there's animosity between you and Achilles. Achilles says that you're influenced by certain forces. You claim those forces don't exist. I intend to have you guys hash it out to the point where both your guys' perspectives is well and thoroughly grounded in each other's minds, and hopefully a point of view can be met eye to eye between the two of you. This isn't about insults. This is about building bridges. To which I said back to him, I said, I totally agree and think that's a good and productive way of doing things. If we are given equal ability to speak and aren't allowed to insult one another, we will be forced to confront the validity of the ideas themselves and not go back and sling arrows at each other. So right there is why I feel like he doesn't want to do this, is because at that point, under those conditions, he's forced to just simply talk about the validity of our ideas and weigh the validity of our ideas against one another. And he knows that if he doesn't have these tools at his disposal that he's been using this whole time, this whole, oh, I'm verbose and I talk too long, or oh, I lie and I'm a liar and I'm just this or that, if he doesn't have those things to fall back on, then his arguments just fall apart. They're incredibly flimsy. They have very little to no actual substance to them. And anybody who wants to see that in action can go and watch him debate Christian Pike. because Christian demonstrates that beautifully all throughout the entire conversation. He's sitting there listening to Achilles, refuting his points, and Achilles does nothing to address what Christian says whatsoever. He just keeps barreling through them. So, Achilles, please, I'm actually being serious when I'm saying this to you right now. Prove me wrong. Come on here, or come on Dustin's show, or come on Chuck's show, and whoop my butt.
I will truly do this. I don't think he'll debate anybody.
Well, I mean, like, for him to say for 16 days, "Oh, debate me, Aiden, debate me, Aiden," and then, you know, Aiden actually comes over and, you know, says, "Okay, you threw down the gauntlet, I'll throw it right back at you. Let's have this debate." And for him to go, "Oh, I will not waste my time talking to this atheist," it's like, give me a break, dude. You know that that's a disingenuous excuse.
I like the missing mod suggestion. The debate should end with a dirt bike race to make it fun for everyone watching. I think that's probably right. But I agree, he's never going to come on a show that he can't control.
I'll do a dirt bike race. I'll tell you what. I'll do a dirt bike race with Achilles only under the condition that my dirt bike is the only one with a motor in it. That's my dirt bike race with Achilles. All right, he can have all the other parts of his dirt bike except a motor, and I just get a regular dirt bike. Let's see who wins, Achilles. Doesn't that show that I'm confident in my dirt biking ability?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Bad Mama, I saw that clip you did where Stephen berates Faithful.
What'd you think?
Yeah, with the two masters thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of disturbing, right?
It disturbed me.
He just gets. There's just certain points. Sorry, were you gonna say something, Big Bad?
Well, I'm just saying, when I hear that, I just picture an 80-year-old grandmother sitting there taking that abuse from somebody with the record that Stephen has, and it just makes me, you know, upset.
Yep.
I
Go
think
ahead,
that I think his lack of regard for her while trying to simultaneously claim that they are allies is a very typical thing of him from my experience of him. Like, I'll never forget him sitting there on the phone telling me how much he loves me and telling me how much respect he has for me while simultaneously not actually listening to a single word that I'm saying to him. And that is not actual love. That's not actual respect. That's not actual appreciation. You are very clearly trying to go down a gotcha line of questioning. And the fact that you know that you're doing that while simultaneously telling other people that you don't want to be subjected to gotcha questions, it works one way or the other, Stephen. Either you get asked gotcha questions and you get to ask them in return, or you could not ask gotcha questions and still have the moral high ground and saying, well, I don't want you to ask me gotcha questions. But you want to have it both ways. You want to be able to do it sometimes, but not have it done to yourself. The same thing, Father Charles, and I don't need you to comment any further than just this one question. And even if this one question you feel uncomfortable answering, you don't have to comment on it. But when the whole thing happened between you and Stephen with the laptop, was not one of his big contentions that, well, you're not doing this biblically because you could have talked to me in private about this, but you talked to me in public. Is that a claim that he made?
It is. And yeah, the key word there is claim. Yes.
Yes, exactly. And I went to him, and I have the private chats of it, and I said this was when they were doing their what does the Bible say about atheists and their declaration of war on sin. This was during that point in time. And I said to him, it's really strange to me that you guys are talking about me on your channel. You're talking about Big Bad Mama, and you're talking about all these people, and you don't allow them to actually come on the show, because wasn't that the exact claim that you made to Father Charles, is that A, you should be talking to these people in private if you're going to try and raise this issue. And B, if you do raise it, you need to have them around when you actually raise the issue with them publicly. So does that just only apply to you? Is that something that only applies to you when you feel like you've been done wrong in the lens of the scripture? And he blocked me for saying that. And that just says everything I think it needs to. He wants a system where he gets treated scripturally, but the second that he dislikes somebody, they don't need to be treated scripturally. They don't need to be treated biblically or with a candor that Christ would ask or demand of his followers.
The whole thing was a trap, and as you were saying, Aiden, and his whole goal was to bring you up, I think, and basically give Faithful some sort of a guilt trip that she was like leading you on a path to hell.
Well, yeah, it's essentially go my way.
He
or
mentioned
you're
me
wrong.
too.
And you, Father Charles. I agree.
All of their rhetoric is just a veiled version of, if you don't go the way that I want you to go, you are wrong and you are disgusting for doing things that way. Because
you're a little kid.
Well, yeah, but ultimately, and I've heard this.
I don't mean to interrupt. He kind of reminds me of Jim Jones now, lately.
I'm not going to say who said this to me. Christian was trying to find out who my super secret source was in their community. All that I'll say, they're not gone. Person that was my super secret source is still there. And my super secret source has told me with authority that Stephen has said that I make him feel stupid and that I make him feel dumb. So the fact that he says that, I think that he thinks that I'm a little kid, that's just projecting insecurity because he knows that I'm younger than him. And yet I'm still able to have discussions with him where he's left without any kind of sufficient answer to the things that I say. And that makes him uncomfortable. So I'm sorry that makes you uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that you go back and call me a little kid. That just means that you come up with better things that are able to refute what I'm saying. That's all that it means. Refine your points and refine your arguments, because I guarantee you, my arguments aren't some invincible juggernaut that just can't be defeated. I've had my arguments defeated numerous times by numerous people, and you can be one of them. But you just need to be able to refine your rhetoric like anybody that's ever competed in any kind of rhetorical discussion. You've got to refine your ideas if you want your ideas to actually come out on top.
Yep.
But no, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, no, I don't need to refine my ideas. I just need to accuse the other side of having dishonest ideas. They have evil ideas. So any of the ideas I have, because they're not evil, scary, bad, boo-boo ideas, that automatically means that they're better. It's just, it's honestly, and I don't mean this to be insulting towards them, but this is the truth that I've observed. It's just a lazy approach. It's an approach that says, no, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to improve in any way, shape, or form. I don't need to do better. I don't need to evaluate what I've done in this situation. I just need to keep barreling forward with what I've currently got, because if I don't do that, then I'll look weak. Like the whole thing with Christian being banned. This is entirely speculation. This isn't me trying to speak authoritatively on it, because it is just speculation. But I feel like the reason why Christian was banned was because he highlighted the fact that ProverbsGuys channel isn't doing all that well right now, view-wise. And the reason why it's not doing all that well is because a lot of people were driven away by this drama. The drama that we tried to end and that we tried to come to a close. And they refused to have that done, and now they're reaping the consequences. Does it matter that Christian told the truth on that? No. What matters is that he made ProverbsGuys Ministries look bad. He did bad PR because he made them look like anything less than perfect. That's why I feel like he was kicked out. Because he dared to slander the sacred cow that is their channel.
Yep.
It's the same reason why DB Copper left. Like, people that actually are critical of what's going on over. Oh, and it's funny because Lupin, I was watching their stream earlier today, Charles. You said that you caught snippets of it. Same with me. But one of the snippets I caught was Lupin asked Kent. I don't know the specific timestamp. You'll have to go back and find this. But I do guarantee you'll find this, at least not verbatim, but somewhat equivalent to what I'm saying here. You'll see Lupin asks Kent, he's like, yeah, so we've got problems going on with our ministry where we had to let a few people go, and some people just need to kind of mature up and they need to admit their faults if they want to be admitted back into here. It's like, do you not realize how immature what you just said is in itself? Because you're basically saying we didn't do anything wrong. There's no wrong on our part here. People like Chuck and people like Christian, you need to mature, Father Charles. I know you're a lot older in your spiritual walk than any of those people. And I know that you went to seminary, and I know that you've got like a really firm understanding of your theology, but you just need to mature up. And when I say mature up, I mean do what I want you to do. Okay, so are you willing to do that? Are you willing to toe the line? Or are you just going to be this, oh, I want both sides to be able to have a voice? How biblical of you to want both sides to be able to come together and reason with each other. Oh, how disgusting. I don't know. It's just silly to me. And the reason why I'm going on about this is just this whole Achilles thing with the debate is just, it's such a great example to me of how they don't actually want to engage in any kind of moving forward. They just want to beat their chests and act like they're tough. And when it comes down to actually moving forward, whether that be engaging in a debate or engaging in a discussion or anything like that, that's never what it's about. The one time that and I'll still give him credit, Achilles did go on Father Charles' channel and he did go on there and have discussions and arguments, but he didn't go on there to build bridges. He even said himself he didn't go on there to build bridges. He went on there to correct. He went on there to say, no, what you said is wrong, and it's wrong for this reason and this reason. He didn't go on there to say, yeah, let's try and build some sort of understanding between each other. So even with Achilles, the goal has never been actual understanding and bridge building between all of them. And it's just exhausting.
It's exhausting. That's it. Honestly, I had to take a break from it. Well, I've been busy too. I try to split my month up. I do family things, and then, you know, in the evening usually.
Aiden is almost
Huh?
Aiden is almost done with his opening statement. Is what Missing Mob said. Listen, all right, I'm a verbose person. I know that. I've said that before. It's not something I'm running away from. I'm sorry. Claude,
well,
you can
I'll
me
throw
out.
the debate thing out to our friend Achilles. I will. I'm thinking up a real good show because I've about had it with all this. So,
well, no, you can't have a debate with it. You can't host a debate between the two of us because if you don't mute me every 2 seconds, you're biased in my favor. Oh wait, Stephen. It's Stephen with a PH. Oh wait, Stephen.
Well, you know, if you have a fair debate, you set up time periods, right? That's what you do. Then I give you a warning. You have 1 minute.
I'm glad you like the new screen.
I love it. It's great. I like that about you, but it is funny. You're right. I mean, honestly, I feel like if there's one thing I do need to improve on as a person, like when it comes to these discussions, I do need to find a way to trim down what I say. Because brevity is the soul of wit, as Shakespeare would say. So.
But I'll have to say, you know, I do admire at the same time your ability to speak and to keep coherent. You know, I would be stopping and starting and stumbling, but you can eventually go on, and it does sound very impressive. So, you know, and when there is nobody else wishing to speak, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, just be yourself. I mean, you make sense 99 of the time.
Every once in a while, I go through my. Every once in a while, I sound like one of those Pentecostals. We've seen midgets grow. All right, we've seen the blind be able to see. How about I'm not making this stuff up.
The Big Band Mama, are you going to do something with that one? That
I
would
think
be
I
good.
might put that into a short.
Oh, it's so good.
No,
We're talking
Aiden-
about the prosperity gospel preachers, Father. They're just
That's right.
such charlatans, you know.
Yes, they are.
Mm.
Now, Aiden's got a very good grasp of the English language.
He could be a politician, I think, you know. Yeah, Aiden for president.
Oh please no, I'm okay. I'm all right.
No,
See,
not
I
president.
don't know
Animal?
what I dislike about
They got
being a
prime
politician.
ministers where he comes from.
That's true. That is
Right.
true. What I dislike about being a politician, or the idea of it, is that comes inherently with expectations. And besides my direct friends and family, oh my gosh, do I abhor people putting expectations on me? It's just the worst. It really genuinely is. And that's you could extrapolate whatever you want from that about me, but it is just the truth. When it comes to people besides my friends and family, I hate people having expectations for me. It's the worst.
Wow.
Hey,
Well,
Logan,
I'm
why
gonna
don't
go,
you try to
guys.
run for president? Or Chuck? Are you gonna go, Chuck?
Yeah,
Are you
I'll
having
be
a
at-
show? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna have a show soon.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Do you have a date in mind?
Saturday night, maybe.
Oh, Saturday would be good. I'd have Saturday off, so that'd be good.
But I'll definitely put out feelers, as they would say, for the big debate.
That'd be
debate?
good.
Aiden and Achilles.
I do want that to happen. I don't want it to die. I don't want it to die. I want it to
No, I
happen.
promise you, I'll put out feelers.
You know, it's like when he said on your show when he was like he was gonna put together a video of all the times that I've mocked God and Jesus that never ended up materializing. I hope that this one actually does materialize.
All right.
Charles, you seen that video of Kaylee's doing a Batman thing?
Yeah, someone sent me that. Aiden sent me that, I think.
Yeah, I wonder who did that. Who did that video? Who was the creative genius?
It was Logan.
Ghost.
Yeah, it was Mr. Gangster. It was Dr. Gangster Ghost.
Dr. Gangster.
That's a classic.
President of a debate team. Is that a thing? It is a thing. I never had a debate team in my school, though. We never had any kind of debate education or anything. I would have loved it if they did, but they never had a debate team.
I don't know what the missing mod mean by that. Is he going to put out what is the
Good night, guys.
USA meaning?
Good night, Father Charles.
Good night, Father Charles.
Bye, Chuck.
I hope you're not saying put out in the way I think you're saying.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to get going too, Claude.
Yeah. Well, I think we in 5 minutes we wrap the show anyway. Yeah. So
okay, I'll hang out till the end.
It's time for me to go too, and because remember, I only get 20 hours in 1 month total because I'm a cheapskate. Is that how you say it? Skate
That's
cheap.
right.
I'm a skate
cheap. That's right.
Yeah.
Are you still the French letterman?
Sometimes I call myself French letterman. But that was in the days I was going on the other shows. But now I am not allowed on there anymore, so it's not so much.
Oh my goodness! I love it. I love it so much.
Because you know what French letter is, do you or not? There is double humor there. So there's the French letterman, as in the Letterman show. But
Yes.
you know what a French letter is, yeah, or not? Do you have
I
that
do
too?
not. I do not know that.
Okay, it's the same word. It is a word for a condom, and I don't mean a condominium either. So if you look up, just while we're talking, you look up French letter, and you. So when I called myself the French letterman, it had two meanings.
Well, Brianna is French, so I'm gonna ask her. Brianna,
Oh,
Brianna, do you know what a French letter is? No, this is really. Stop making dinner. That's not important. I've got something that's actually important. No, oh, here she go. Oh, I'm trying to make dinner, Aiden.
Okay.
I'm busy, Aiden.
What is it?
Do you know what a French letter is?
No.
Wow,
Oh.
you're French and you don't know what that is? Claude Bawles, the most French person that you've ever met in your
Right.
entire life, knows what that is. But you, the French person, the Frenchness is in your very blood. It runs in your veins.
Well, if you look it up, you will find it.
What is a
It
French
should
letter?
come up.
It's a condom.
And not
That's
a condominium either.
No, of course I don't know what that shit is, Aiden.
Hey,
Yes.
why did you put me down like that? You would know
I'm
because you're.
autistic. I don't know slang terms usually.
Yeah.
They're having a domestic situation going on here, but you know.
Is she French Canadian?
That's enough about you, woman.
I'm sorry.
I mean, oh, I was unmuted. Sorry. Yeah, babe, whatever you say. Ha ha ha. Everything's fine.
Oh my goodness, this is so funny.
I love you too, babe. Don't worry.
But yes, so that is, yeah. You look it up, you would tell it's that is a slang term. It's often used in English. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm. It's a shame I was only able to catch the tail end of this show, but I'm glad that I was able to catch.
That's
some of
okay.
it.
Okay, we talk again another time. Hopefully, there's the missing mod show. It's on tomorrow. At what time again? The missing mod? Can you put in the chat? And
11:15 Eastern time.
Yes, Eastern time. So I'm trying to work out what that time is for me. That's going to be early in the morning, but that's all right. I'm an early riser, and I get up as well early. So.
Aiden.
An early
Yes, Logan.
Yes.
Logan, before you say something, Logan, I just want to ask you something. Actually, let me just Uno reverse card you. Are you ready for Missing Mod to just totally destroy my concepts of what I think about the 19th dynasty and Ramses II? Because that's what she's promising tomorrow, is that she's going to totally destroy my understanding of all of that. So are you ready for that is what I have to ask you.
Yeah. But is
Okay.
it past your bedtime? You're a little kid, Aiden.
Actually, it's only 9:35 where I live, so I'm only half an hour past my bedtime. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Only half hour past.
Okay, folks.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
everyone.
Claude.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Aiden. Thanks, Logan. Take care, guys.
Bonsoir, and
everyone.
be careful if you are writing French letters tonight.
Okay.
Bye.
Will do.
Bye-bye.